Well, good morning and welcome to Wednesday here at Crafters TV, where we've got yet another fun-filled day ready for you. Do you know what? We're treating you actually to 4 shows today, 2 in 1. Bear in mind from the middle one, but 4 shows we've got for you today. So you're in for a real treat, an absolute real treat, and a real treat because we've got a little bit of a mix-up of people coming in as well. So it's going to be a really fun day, and I can't wait for you to share your day with us and for us to share our day with you. What have we got in store though? Well, this is Wake Up Call. We know it's very early for some of our stateside friends, but thank you for tuning in and joining us. But yes, we're going to start with Wake Up Call, where we give you that little bit of a sneaky peek into the day ahead and all the shows coming up as well. And as you can already see, some beautiful things at the side of me. But before we do all that, we'll do all our good mornings. We'll do all the housekeeping. We'll get all that into place, where we are letting you know who is actually here in the building. Of course, today we've got our Jake and Tracy, a double duo today, looking after us all. Producer Nicola with our lovely Jamie are in our ear. And of course, social media superstar-wise, I like to call her that, our lovely Radical Rach. Do you know, I always think, how do you do the Radical Rach bit? But our lovely Radical Rach is in charge of all your comments, all of you on YouTube and Facebook, and any burning questions you want to ask, anything you want to contribute towards, just just type it in there. Type it in and she'll send it in and say hello. And I've already seen a few hellos coming up. But the biggest hello is going to go to the lovely lady at the other side of the building who's going to be literally demoing in this show and the last show, but she's going to be presenting in the meantime in between as well. How I tell you, it's getting so confusing, is our gorgeous Lilly Fletcher. Good morning, Lily.
Good morning / afternoon. We always say morning on Wake Up Call, but for us, technically, it's afternoon, but for a lot of you guys stateside, so we're safe saying happy morning to you all. Now, we have got a fantastic day coming up. Like Debbie says, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 shows, and I'm delighted to be spending 3 of those shows with you guys at home, doing another little switcheroo between me and Debbie, so it might get quite confusing. You might see me on this side of the studio, you might see me on the other side of the studio, but lots of demos, lots of inspiration coming up from both of us throughout the day. We're going to be starting off with Ombre ink pads this morning. Super excited to have a little play with those. A little bit of tiny treasures as well, almost like giving you a little sneak peek of tomorrow's craft along. So we do have a craft along coming up with tiny treasures tomorrow. But yeah, it's going to be a fun-filled day. Hopefully not too much cheekiness like we did have last night, but we'll see. It's me and Debbie, so anything could happen. So make sure you do stay tuned for the full day. It's going to be an absolute cracker.
Absolutely, and I'll fill you in with the rest of the shows later on. Right, I think, do you know what though? Because you know what it's like, Lily. Time absolutely just, it's like super speeds.
It's scary.
It flies by. It's so quick. So I think what we're going to do is we'll jump straight into what we've got on the show for you. So right now, because this is the Wake Up Call, the next show will be the 60-minute deals with myself and Leanne, followed with the 2 in 1 will be the craft along with the Ombre ink pads, and then followed by that later on at 5 p.m. here in the UK. Don't adjust your sets, but it's launch party. Yes, I know it's Wednesday, I know it's hump day, I know it's usually Beautiful Beginnings, but Ben's Beautiful Beginnings just quite lost his ring without Ben. So, because it was launch day of Platinum Day the whole entire day yesterday, we thought we'd bring launch party today instead for you. And we are featuring some wonderful products in there, which our Lily's just, explained to you. But a little bit of housekeeping. I'll tell you a few little things that's going off on the website. If you go over to the website, I have heard that the bog-off deal is still there.
Ooh.
The buy one, get one free on all stamps. Well, I say all stamps and dies, Debbie. That's not correct. Selected stamps and dies. Some great hidden treasures. What was that, producer Nick? Oh, yes, there was an embossing folder in there, yeah. We don't know how it snuck in. Don't know if it's still there. Head over to that website and go and have a little look. Right, let's get things started though. Oh, actually, do you know what?
Ooh,
I've mentioned socials.
Let's say hello.
Let's do a few hellos before we kick start straight into there. Me getting ahead of myself.
Come on, do your job, Debbie. Come on, it's not hard.
Sue Gartland, hello to everyone and a very good day to you all. PB Brewer Martin says, good morning from Georgia to Debbie, Lily, CTV, CC, Socials and the Warehouse. And absolutely everybody.
Oh,
I love that. I like that because they do often get forgotten about. The lovely lockdown at the warehouse, they do get forgotten about. So that's lovely, PB, to mention them. Denise Whitling says, hi everyone from a dull, damp Suffolk in the UK. It's a bit like that out here, bit grey.
It's horrible out there.
Bit wet.
Yeah, it was raining walking in this morning. It was not a pleasant sight. And it's cold. It's cold. It feels really cold this morning. I thought, oh, it'll be fine. I won't wear my gloves. Halfway into work, I was absolutely perished. So yeah, stay in, stay safe and stay crafting.
Exactly. Good. That's a good motto to go by for a Wednesday. Absolutely is. Dana says, good morning, everyone. Bella Stella, hello, everyone, with little waving emojis. Karen Carter said, morning, everyone, from a very wet and windy Croydon. Oh, we haven't got the wind.
Not yet.
So Croydon's down south, isn't it? Because I've been in Croydon before. So yeah, so we've got rid of the wind.
We have. We've got rid of our wind. Thank goodness for that, eh, Debbie? Phew.
I'll just explain. I had a little drinky pops before I came on air that created a little bit of wind. Just literally before we came to air, counting me down, 5, 4. I was like, right, yeah, we've got the wind, rid of the wind over here.
Hopefully, we hope so, anyway.
At least it's up there, Kelly, that's all I'm saying. So Leanne Bell says, good morning. Oh, so good afternoon, sorry. So wherever you are, Leanne, she says, good afternoon to Lily, Debbie and all of the crew. You both look amazing. All right, thank you very much. Lily, we've done it again.
We have.
Colour coordinated again. I've got a bit of green in mine, yeah, a bit of green, yeah.
We're all coordinated.
Exactly,
Anyone would think we planned it.
So we're like, do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Spooky.
Very spooky.
On the same wavelength. I know that's more scary for Debbie or me.
Well,
probably Debbie.
It could be the fact that both Well, I know I'm from Barnsley, but I was born and bred in Sheffield. We're Sheffield girls, Yorkshire girls, aren't we?
Same Yorkshire wavelength.
Exactly. Leanne Bell says, good afternoon. Oh, sorry, I've already done that one, Leanne.
Oh, dear. Come on.
I should change the specs. Pamela Grady says, hi, everyone from a very wet Stevenage. Perfect day to be indoors crafting. You've took Lily's motto. Absolutely,
They're listening, guys. Guys at home, remember, stay in, stay safe, stay crafting. Get that on a T-shirt.
Print it out and wear it. I like that one. Jill B on YouTube says she's got her Ombre bundle Monday and looking forward to getting some more inspiration today because, yes, the craft along. Actually, hang fire. Hang fire.
She's off.
I am. Now,
She's
you know
back.
what I love?
Look at that.
There you go. We've got our craft along later on. It's all over the socials, telling what you're going to need. It's on the photo paper, so we've got a little bit of a shine to it as well. And I've had a little play with some nesting dies and the inks and created one of my favourite cards. You'll have to be... Let me be a little bit of a guilty pleasure. I love cube cards, so yes, so that's our craft along later on today with the Ombre ink pads, which I'm really excited for. And talking of all of that, I think we're kick-started with the Ombre ink pads, if I remember rightly. Thought it was. So for the Ombre ink pads, which actually is all down here, there we go. We've got all of the, and I think, if I'm right in thinking this, producer Nicola, we've held the launch price. Thank you. And, news in, the bonus buy as well. So, this is your Ombre ink pad 9-piece showstopper collection, £75 or $95 if you're not in the club. The lowest that you would pay if you were a platinum member or new to that club is £60 or $76. And you're getting your stamps in there, you've got stencils in there, and of course the two fabulous Ombre ink pads that, I don't know if you caught the show with Leanne and all the techniques that she was showing you, and including the fabulous photo paper that both me and Lily got really excited about. And I know I've used the photo paper in that craft along as well, but you can get hold of that today for that price. Now, bonus buy. Right. So I don't have the extras here. So the bonus buy is another set of the ink pads and more photograph paper. And I think, is it the one pack or is it? Yeah, one pack. And that bonus buy details is coming up on your screen right now. And thank you, a lovely picture as well, Jamie. Thank you, Jamie. It's £33.98 or $39.90. Lowest price $27.18, $31.92. But guess what? It's not, because it is the bonus buy, so it means it's half the price. Now, Lily, to hold that price, I think we've lost leave of our senses just a little bit.
Again.
Because what is half of the 20 set? That's less than £15, isn't it? For a set of ink pads and more photo paper, and believe you me, the effects of the photo paper with these ink pads is beautiful, and I'll show you how to use that later. And we had somebody measured in yesterday about, when we were on show with Leanne, about the gold shimmer ink pads, the pearlescence going on top of the photo paper, and the results that she said were absolutely out of this world. Love the idea of photo paper. Lily brought up a great idea of having photo paper used for your jigsaw dies as well, printing your pictures out onto that photo paper. So lots of use for that as well. For that price, so to hold that price, I think is absolutely sensational. Now then, Lily has got a demo lined up using this collection for you right now, haven't you, Lily?
I certainly do, but first of all I want to share with you a couple of these samples because these samples are absolutely gorgeous. Now first up, this one is being used onto some of that photo paper. It looks almost like a sort of an alcohol ink UPO style background there. Looks absolutely amazing. The dies you can see at the bottom are included in that collection, and that beautiful stamp sentiment is as well. Simple but absolutely stunning. Now a technique that I love, absolutely love that sort of over the page style technique where we've used the stencil over those two layers where you've got that continuous pattern. Using the stencil in the collection, using the ink pads, the photo paper, and the stamp is also included as part of this collection. Now next up, this one of mine, I've decided not to use photo paper for this one, so a little bit of a different technique. I've just used my regular white multi-purpose card. I've inked through the stencil, I've inked through one of those dies. Really simple, really clean and simple style card, but I think it looks really quite lovely by using those colours of the ink pad. And then finally, this was actually my inspiration for the demo that we're about to do. This is an absolute gorgeous one by Rebecca. Rebecca, I absolutely love this card so much so that I've sort of been inspired by this one for my demo that I'm about to do. Amazing technique with this, which I'm about to show you in just a moment's time. So we shall move those cards out of the way and we shall get ready to start crafting with these fantastic ombre ink pads. So first of all I've done is I've gone ahead and grabbed just a little square of my photo paper. So I've cut that down, I think it's about 2 inches square with that particular piece. And when it comes to your photo paper, what you've got is you've got your glossy side on one side, and then on the reverse you've got a sort of a smooth, just matte cardstock. So we're going to take that glossy side. We're going to have the glossy side facing up. I have to say, I don't know who's been using this, but it's a little bit mucky. Luckily, it's just about tacky enough still, I think. Not you. Let's blame Ben. We've been blaming Ben a lot this week, so...
We have, yeah, we could blame Ben.
Yeah, shall we?
Yeah, shall we blame Ben for a change?
For a change.
Let's blame Ben, yeah.
Yeah, let's
He's not
do
watching, it'll be fine.
Let's hope so. So we've got our little stamp here, this beautiful little, like a daisy sort of flower. It could be a echinacea as well if you so choose. Depends on the way that you colour it, depends on the sort of flower that it's going to be. So we're going to position that over our piece, just like so, making sure that we've got the head of the flower into the frame. I'm slightly concerned that this tacky mat's not tacky anymore, but we will soon find out, won't we? And we'll just, oh yeah, there we go, not tacky whatsoever. Let's just move that back into position. I'm going to have to do a Debbie Fisher at this point. So I'm going to pop a little bit of my dotted tape pen. I always badmouth people who do this, and then here I am doing it myself. Never mind. There we go. A little bit of your dotted tape pen on the back. All you need to do to retack this, and I can feel it's absolutely filthy, you just need to give it a little bit of a wash, just under warm.
Yeah, it's because it's got the residue on, because obviously it's got ink. I can see ink on there. I can see gilding flakes. So you just wash it under some warm soapy water, and let it dry naturally, and it'll retack itself.
Absolutely. So I think we should try and do that between shows if we've got a chance, because it is absolutely filthy. I can feel embossing powder on it as well.
Where did you get that lovely new watermark ink pad from?
It doesn't look like mine at home. It's certainly not mine. I found it on the side. Look at that. It's beautiful. So this is our watermark ink pad. Mine at home, I have to say, it's mainly black. But for this technique, you do really want to try and make sure you've got a lovely, clean watermark ink pad. And we're just going to go all over that stamp. I say all over that top section. We don't need to worry about the bottom section, because obviously that's off our paper. I'm going to stamp that once. The beauty of your stamping platform is, because we can't see how well we've stamped that, I'm just going to go back over that just to sort of belt and braces make absolute sure that I've got that perfect stamped image onto there. And we're just going to pop that over the top. Give it a good old press over, just using your fingertips. You don't even need to use the heel of your hand or exert a lot of pressure, because you know you can always go back in and re-stamp if you need to. Now I can actually see that if I get that in the light. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but if we get that in the light, you can actually see almost. See if we can get that on the close-up for you guys. Oh, there it is. You can see just about your little flower onto there. Now at this point, a little bit different to when we're using our embossing powders, because even with an embossing sort of ink pad, so a slow drying ink pad, we like to try and get our embossing powder on there fairly quickly before that ink pad starts to dry. But a little bit different with this technique, because we actually want to make sure that we dry our piece first before we go on to our next stage. So we're going to grab our heat tool, and we're just going to give that a little bit of a dry off. So just wafting that heat tool over there, using the second heat setting so it's nice and warm, and it's going to dry that nice and quickly. And then if that starts to curl up like we can see there, we're just going to flip it over and then heat from the reverse, and then that should help to flatten that down. And that should be dry enough, ready to move on to the next stage of our technique. So we're going to grab our Ombre ink pads at this point. I've gone for the Rich and Luxurious. I do love the names of these. You've got Light and Fresh and Rich and Luxurious, describing our Nicola in our ear there, Rich and Luxurious.
I keep everything in me. I wish.
I wish.
I wish.
Me too, Nicola, me too. And we're going to grab this lovely, I believe this is the plum jam. You do have all of the colours on the underside here. Yeah, this is your plum jam. So beautiful, really rich, sort of purpley, pinky colour tone. And all we're going to do is we're just going to grab that and we're just going to smooch it onto our
Look how
glass
much
mat.
is on there.
Isn't it good? That colour, Debbie. Absolutely love that soft colour. Really nice, rich and juicy colours. You can do this onto your non-stick craft mat. We'll give you a slightly different result, but just for ease of use, we're going to go with our glass mat, and that's still going to work absolutely perfectly. Grabbing our piece here, giving that a little spritz of water, just regular water, in one of our fine sprays and mister bottles here, and we're just going to smoosh this into the ink that we've got on our mat. You can do this with multiple colours. You can do it with a single colour like we're doing here. That choice is entirely yours, but we just want to lay down that colour onto that background here. And what we can see happens when we use our watermark ink pad, it actually resists the ombre ink that we put over the top. So you've got a really light, almost like ghost print onto there. It's a lot more subtle than if you were to do the resist with an embossing powder, because of course you could do that and it would give you a really nice, strong, crisp resist. But by doing this technique, it gives you a really subtle sort of ghost image. Obviously, it's going to become a little bit more apparent as it starts to dry. Obviously, our ink on there is still wet, and as that starts to dry, you'll see that ghost image a little bit more. And it's a great technique for backgrounds. You can do it with any stamp whatsoever, but it works a treat just by doing it onto our little piece there, onto our toppers for our cards. So I'm just going to grab a piece of kitchen towel just to mop up our craft mat. So just going to make sure we've dried that off nicely. You can, of course, speed that up with your heat tool if you want. I made the mistake of the first one of these. I went and dabbed it with a kitchen towel. Don't do that. Make sure you've left it to dry. It will just take off the colour, which is not exactly what you want, which means you won't be able to see the image as much. I find as well with this technique, the best sort of ink pads to use are your darker colours. So your Rich and Luxurious are definitely the best ones to go for. The paler colours, it tends to be a lot more subtle and you can't see the image as well. But of course, have a little experiment, have a little play and find whatever works best for you when you are creating this sort of topper. So I'll leave that to dry. I'll probably pop that on another card in future, but I have got a couple that I've already done that are already nice and dry. So that's using exactly the same colour we've just used there with our plum jam. Then a little bit different with this one, you can see even more striking by using a darker colour, and that one is our dams and wines. So you've got our two little daisies, echinaceas, whatever it might be, those two lovely little flowers ready to go.
Are they echinaceas?
I think it might be.
Yeah, it looks like an echinacea.
That's what I'd say, but
yeah.
I'm not a floral expert, I have to say, but that's what it looks like to me anyway. So we're going to go into the next stage of our card now, and we've grabbed another piece of that photo paper, once again working onto that glossy side, and this is where we'll bring in our lovely stencil set. Absolutely adore these stencils, and I've found as well they work really well as embossing folders. So if you're running them through your machine with the embossing sandwich for your stencils, they work great as embossed designs as well as stencil designs. So we're going to grab this lovely, almost like, I tell you what it reminds me of a little bit. It reminds me a little bit of a dahlia flower. Don't know if anyone else can see that or if it's just me, quite probably just me, but
I forgot what a dahlia looks like, Lily.
it's like a big blousy flower. We'll have to find a photo after the show, but it reminds me a little bit of a dahlia. Anyone at home that agrees, please message in so I don't feel quite as mad as I usually do.
Honestly, I love flowers. I'm just rubbish at keeping them.
Yeah,
because my rose gardens, every single one of them, I've got one left that I'd planted, and I planted about 10.
Oh gosh,
managed to keep one going. The rest have all but died.
Oh well, at least you've got one.
I love the idea of being green fingered, but just never being able to execute it very well.
No, it's quite difficult. I think more difficult than perhaps we appreciate. With me not being green fingered either, it's not the easiest thing, I don't think, to keep plants and whatnot. Much rather have them in my craft, much easier to keep them alive and keep them looking lovely and pretty. So what we're doing here is we're grabbing one of our little finger daubers. You can use any sort of ink applicator with these Ombre ink pads. At the end of the day, they're water reactive ink pads, so whatever you'd normally use with the water reactive ink pads, whether you prefer your blending brushes, whether it's, as I call them, the sponge on a stick, the round or square blending tools, whether it's the little blending sponges, the egg-shaped ones, whatever you find easiest to use with the water reactive ink pad, by all means go ahead and use that. I find when I've got a really detailed stencil like this is, something like a small finger dauber is going to give you that best result. And all we're wanting to do is just have a little subtle bit of design onto the corners. We're not wanting to go really heavy. We're not wanting a lot of colour on there. And I sort of want to fade it out as it goes towards that right-hand side. I want the colour to get a little bit less intense and it to sort of fade out to white. So I'm just going in nice and subtle as I start to blend that colour together. It does have a little bit of a squeaky noise as you ink onto your photo paper.
It's with a photo paper.
Yeah, a little bit like little mouses in the studio, but I promise you it is definitely the photo paper. We've not got a pet mouse in these studios. I hope not anyway. I hope not. Anyway, there we go. Nice little bit of inking onto there. And all we need to do is just remove this. Our stencil did already have a little bit of tacky on the back. It'd obviously been used before with stick and spray, so it was already tacky enough for me to use. You can see there, you've got a nice little, really subtle corner. It's just going to frame our top.
I like how it fades out.
It's nice, isn't it? It's
yeah,
nice,
I like the
sort of
fade out.
ombre. Yeah, do like that. So we'll leave that to one side and bring in one that we've already done, and we've just done the same onto both corners. So we've got the same effect, but into both corners, as we can see there. We'll bring in some of our black card. Always helps your lovely bright colours to pop by using some of your black cards. So we'll grab some black card. And just a little note on your photo paper is don't forget that it is, of course, a glossy surface. So if you tune into, was it Monday? It was Monday, wasn't
Oh,
it?
I forgot
Monday.
now. Is
Gosh,
it Monday?
I was losing track of days.
Yeah, I
When
think
we
it was
did-
Monday afternoon.
Yes, when we did our masterclass on all things glue school, when you're talking about coated cardstocks like this one is, you need to make sure, look what I've done there, I've dabbed that into my ink on the map. It's fine.
It looks nice though. It's got a nice little shadow effect.
Yeah, that's why you always clean your mat. I was great at first. I was really, really well behaved for the first one. I totally forgot for the second one. Never mind, you can't have it all, can you? There we go. Let's see if we can buff this off a little bit. No, we can't. Never mind. We're just going to have it an artistic effect.
It's a happy what do they call it? An happy accident.
Happy accident.
Happy
I'm not sure it's quite so happy. It's certainly an accident. But never mind. Never mind. We'll pop that into the card base. Anyway, back to the fact of our... I need to wipe that again before I do it again. Back to our glue. So with this being a coated cardstock, think about using your tacky glue. If you're sticking onto the actual glossy surface, it's different if you're using the reverse, which obviously isn't glossy and doesn't have a coating. But if you're sticking something onto that glossy surface, do think about using something that will take your coated cardstocks like a tacky glue or your tape pen. There we go. That should be nice.
I had a question from Sue Gartland on YouTube. She said, can you show the resist effect again when it's dry? Please.
Yeah.
I didn't quite get it.
Of course you can.
Thank you.
So all we did, Sue, is we grabbed our, there's our ink pad, our watermark ink pad. We stamped with our watermark ink pad onto some of our photo paper, onto the glossy side. We let that dry, so we grabbed our heat tool to make sure that was nicely dry. And then we popped our ink onto the mat, we spritzed it with water, we dabbed our already dry and stamped piece over the top. And what happened is where we'd had the stamped image with our translucent ink pad, that resisted, and it gives you that resist effect where the ink is only going to hug to the areas where you've not got the stamp. So hopefully that sort of explains it a little bit better.
Yeah, thank you, Lily. Thank you.
There we go. So let's just pop this onto our card base. So we're going to pop some of our tape pen on the back, and then we've just got a white card blank, and we're just going to pop that. Honestly, I'm getting into all sorts of mucky messes today. Don't know what's wrong. Look at that up there. No, just nobody look at that area there. I'll just pop my finger over there so no one can
Sue
see it.
says any mistake is actually a new opportunity, so don't worry about it, Lily.
Thank you, Sue. I like that way of thinking, even though I'm not too happy with how this is turning out. But never mind. You guys at home get the idea as the sort of technique we're creating.
No, look, it's covered. Don't worry about it, Lily. It's absolutely fine.
Not too bad. Just,
I actually quite like it. I'm not going to lie.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'll take that in that case. Then we'll take that for sure. Now a little bit of foam paddage, as always, onto the back of our toppers. So the nice large foam pads. I have to say, of all the foam pads, these are probably my favourite. I do like these nice large foam pads. And we've got our flowers facing in opposite directions, almost like they're facing each other. They're having a little chat. If flowers do have a chat, then that's exactly what these are doing. I'm not sure they do. Maybe they do. Who knows? We'd never know, would we?
Hey, Lily.
Unless we talked flower. Anybody speak flower at home? No? No, Nicola? Nicola might do. No, she doesn't, no. Maybe gardeners do. Maybe that's why we don't, Nicola and Debby. So final panel to go in the middle. I've just taken one of these stamps, and I believe, if I remember rightly, I think it was from one of our craft kits, maybe 50.
You love those craft kits, Lily.
I do. So often all my sentiments tend to come from those craft kits. I think they're just lovely little sentiments, nice small size, just to fit into the centre panel. And then let's pop in another foam pad.
Dare I ask how many you've got?
I've got a lot. I've got a lot of them.
You don't have to say any more.
A lot.
That response. Oh,
yeah.
I think that spoke volumes.
Yes, I think it did, didn't it? I think that was as much as I needed
gorgeous.
to say. So really quick, clean and simple. Excuse a few little messy marks, but you can just see that technique there, using your photo paper, that lovely resist technique, and doing a little bit of stenciling as well. You can see how fabulous it is to work with those ombre ink pads. I love them, and I love the fact that they're lovely and compact in your one little sort of wheel there, all good to go and easy to take with you.
It's absolutely, honestly beautiful. So I'll just recap that deal for you. This is what is going to be focusing on the craft along. So we'll probably keep that deal there for you as well, because this is your Ombre ink pad 9-piece showstopper collection. You've got both of your ink pads in there. You've got all of those lovely stencils that you've just seen Lily use. You've got the stamps in there. You've got die cut pieces. It's just an absolutely incredible deal. And then to top it off, we've got the fabulous photo paper, which is what Lily's used in her demonstration, and I will be using in the craft along later on today. £75 or $95. Of course, that Club Platinum price you can see on the screen, £60 or $76, the lowest that you will pay. And then, if you have got that in your basket and you are buying that today, we've kept the launch price short, but we've also got the bonus buy. And the bonus buy is absolutely amazing, because it's another set of each of the ink pads and another set of the photo paper as well. And that is coming in at that lowest price there of £27.18 or $31.92. But it's not that price, because we really should have that little half mark going through it to let you know that that's exactly what it is. It's half that price that you're seeing on the screen. So it's an absolute belter of a deal, and very worthy of popping in to get hold of your extra ink pads and your extra photo paper at that amazing price. What was that? Yes, please. What's the platinum price, half price? £13.59 or $15.96. Wow. For all of those ink pads and that paper, that is crazy. And I genuinely mean it, to still bring it to you with that showstopper deal and the bonus buy. And we launched these, I think it's about 2 weeks ago, about a week, 2 weeks ago, something like that. Yeah. I think is really good, and honestly, definitely worthy of getting that. Now, you wouldn't be able to get those ink pads at that half price just on their own. Do you know the bonus buy? Is the bonus buy the only way you can get it is if you put the showstopper in your basket? Thank you, Nicola. Thank you. Just wanted to check there. So yes, absolutely a perfect opportunity to get hold of yours now. Now, we've had loads of comments coming through, which I'm going to have a little gander through, have a little nosy through, see if there's any questions as well that I can put forward to our Lily before we move on. But what we're going to do is give you that chance and that opportunity to check out, go and have a little nosy at that website as well, or just grab yourself a cuppa, because that's what I've got here. And we'll see you all on the other side of this.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty program today and receive 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits to joining Club Inspire include special members-only sales, and you can receive discounts or exclusive access to products, and even free gifts. You will receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro that you spend. And the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. See if you can craft your way up to our ultimate Club Inspire tier, Platinum, where you'll enjoy the very best discounts and rewards that we offer. As you keep climbing through the club, you can actually reach Platinum Plus and even Platinum for life. The more points you collect, the more you will be rewarded within our amazing special Club Inspire community. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Hello everybody. Crafters World. My name's Holly Collie. I'd just like to tell everybody how much my mummy appreciates and loves Crafters TV. They've really helped during the last couple of years when it's been a bit of a rough time. I know I'm the best dog in the world, but Crafters TV is the best company in the world. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye.
21st, and then from there it'll be meetings, and they could be commercial meetings, they could be creative meetings, I could be supporting one of my team. I also manage a large team, so it could be one-to-ones with those. Every day is different.
Get in early on the morning to work, set up all my cameras, all my TV monitors, make sure the lights are on. After the last show, we'll need to make sure everything's switched off, ready for the next day. Then I get to go home, just watch some TV, watch some movies or something when I'm making some food, and then go to sleep.
When I'm working, it's quite busy because I have to get up really early to come in to work if I'm going to be travelling from London. But otherwise, I'm quite lazy. I spend a lot of time in bed before I get up in the morning.
My favourite part is the interaction we can have with the lovely presenters.
The laughter and the giggles and the dressing up and the jokes.
Really fun and really good, and sometimes the only laugh you will get when you're not feeling well.
The personal connection with the presenters and the demonstrators.
The inspiration and clear instruction is patiently presented.
I love everyone that I have come to know on Crafters TV.
Well, you got two comedians, Dan and Craig. They're not comedians really, they're brilliant.
Presenters are great. Demonstrators are great.
Number one is the enjoyment I get from watching Ben and all of the demonstrators making the projects.
You are all so down to earth and genuine people, always willing to share and help.
Personal connection with everyone that's involved in Crafters TV.
For me, they have become my friend, creating a personal connection and making you feel part of a crafting family.
And get me a chuckle. It just feels like you're right there in my living room.
And welcome back everyone to the last half hour of the first live show of today. Loads of people been commenting. I've got a couple of questions. So before we move on to the tiny treasures, Debbie gets it right, tiny treasures. I blame producer Nicola for me calling it another name. But we've got, Rebecca says she's prepped and ready for the craft along. Rebecca Dancer, thank you. I'm looking forward to you joining us. Thank you, Diane, as well. She said that looks amazing. Looking forward to the craft along. And also, we've had a couple of questions. First of all, Stephen said we should be blaming Craig because he's a hobby maker, so we can get away with it.
Well, Stephen, I do usually blame Craig, but I thought I'd probably blame Craig too much. We should probably blame Ben this week. Come next week, we'll be blaming Craig.
So the couple of questions I've got, Leanne Bell said, will that recess technique that you've done on the photo cardstock, would that work on any cardstock, Lily?
No, it's got to be your photo paper. That's a special sort of technique for your photo paper. If you want to recreate a similar technique onto your watercolour card, all you need to do is you stamp with the same sort of ink pad and then just add some embossing powder over the top. But for your resist on your photo paper, it needs to be that photo paper.
Ash Cambo on Facebook says, can someone tell me the best ink pad for words? I'm assuming you mean word stamps, Ash, because they never come out as a crisp, sharp word. So can you recommend a ink pad, Lily, for that one?
Absolutely. So the ink pad that I tend to use, I tend to use two ink pads the most when it comes to stamping my sentiments. All the sentiments, for example, the one that I'm about to use in this next demo has been stamped with one of these. And I tend to use either my alcohol-proof ink pad, which is the black ink pad, the red ink pad that we can see here, or my waterproof ink pad, which is the blue one. Now, obviously, if you are doing alcohol pen colouring, you need to use your alcohol-proof ink pad. And if you're doing any sort of watercolour technique or adding any sort of water to that stamped image, you need to use your waterproof. But if you're just simply stamping a sentiment, you're not doing anything else to it, no colour, no nothing, I use either your alcohol-proof or your waterproof. I know Craig's exactly the same. We both find that they just give you a really nice, crisp stamped image. And in both, you've got 4 different colour options. So you've got your black, you've got your flagstone, rustic brown and pebble, so you've got a few different options for stamping your sentiments. Hopefully that helps, but I find you can't go far wrong with either of those.
I've got one more question as well from Evelyn, but before I do, I'm just going to mention that Shazza and Leanne and Tesha love that technique, love the mistake and love your card.
I'm glad you loved the mistake, because I certainly didn't.
And also, Ruth Miser on YouTube, hi Ruth, says, not to worry Lily, my mum talks to everything, animals, flowers, food, rollaway peas, trash, herself, everything, ha 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 ha, she said. That's so funny.
Me too. Me too.
The Evelyn's question is, maybe it's just too early, but my brain isn't understanding the difference between these ink pads and what we already have. So I'm assuming she means the water reactive ink pads, because that's what these are. So Lily, could you explain the difference, please?
Absolutely. That is a great question, Evelyn. So I'm going to grab my ink pads now. So in terms of the style of ink pads, obviously we bring to you lots of different styles of ink pad, water reactive, opaque, pigment, shimmer, and all the rest of them. We bring you lots and lots of different styles of ink pad here at Crafters TV. So these are the same formulation, the same sort of ink pad as our water reactive ink pads, which means you can do all those water reactive techniques. Of course, you can do lots more techniques if you're using your photo paper, but you can do all your stamping, you can do your blending, your layering, you can ink over your embossing folders, you can do your left to press and you can paint with them, and so on and so forth. What we've done with these is we've put several colours, we've put 8 different colours, so traditionally that'd be 8 different quite large ink pads. We've put them all into one wheel where we've colour coordinated all those beautiful colours so you can create your own ombre effects. They're more convenient because you've got 8 ink pads in one. They're really easy to use because they're literally just magneted to that base and you can just take them out and use them as you need them. And also the final sort of benefit for me is the fact that you've got that lovely teardrop shape. So if you want to be getting into really detailed areas, really precise points, perhaps you're inking up a precise stamp or you're doing a really intricate bit of inking, you've got that really fine point to that teardrop which allows you to get into all those nooks and crannies. So it's great for storage, great if you're going to your classes or your crops and you want to take some ink pads with you but you don't want to be bringing all of your big bulky ink pads. Great for transportation in terms of that, and just really easy in terms of having all those colours in just the one wheel. So hopefully that helps. They are water reactive but a little bit different in terms of the way we've put them together.
Thank you very much. And Ash says thank you very much for answering the question, because but that's what we're here for, guys. We're just here just to, you know, we talk about our products day in, day out. We've got great deals on day in, day out, but it's about that interaction. It's about those questions. It's about the things that you think, I daren't ask because it sounds too silly, but I can tell you now categorically, we won't think anything is a silly question. Anything you want to ask, if you don't understand, if you need something repeated, you just ask us, guys. That's why we have our lovely social superstars looking after them, questions and comments to bring them into the studio. Please keep them coming, because without them, we would be just standing here chatting amongst ourselves and showing the products. So that's what we're here for. We're live and interactive. That's exactly what it's been, and it has been for the last, well, as far back as I can remember, because we've been doing this now for over 6 years. I know CTV itself in the form of CTV, about 4 or 5 years, but we've been doing this for over 6 years, and you guys are the ones that, you know, contribute towards it, because that's what we want you to do. So just keep them continuing. So you're welcome, Ash. Right, we're going to move on because we have got something coming up later on tonight in Launch Party, which of course was released quite recently, and it's our tiny treasure collection. This is the price on the screen for what I'm away to show you, $58.91 or $78.55, being the price without your discount. When it comes down to the discount, the lowest there is £47.13, strange amount, and $62.84. Fabulous collection, focusing around the little ones in our life, whether it be your grandkids, whether it be welcoming someone into the world. I absolutely love this one. Some very useful dies in here as well, which you're going to see right now, because I love the alphabet. The phonetic alphabet, I absolutely love it. It's still called the mini alphabet, but I love the fact that it's really clear. It's a really clear, lovely, it smells, and will fit through your mini, let me tell you. But I love the fact that we've got that included in there. And alongside that, I think some of the loveliest numbers we've done, clear and concise again. You've got the ordinals in there, and of course that lovely today, because if you are celebrating someone's birthday, then you'd want that on there. The pennant, which has got a lovely baby love die in there as well. Yes, it has, Debbie. And you've got the extra little pieces to turn that into a lovely pennant. Maybe it be a banner or something like that. Then there is the super birthday. So this one is your super, is the die cut piece. And then the hope your birthday is a stamp alongside that lovely little tag. The rainbow, I love the rainbow. If you saw the launch show with myself and Ben, you'll know that I use that one. I think it's absolutely delightful. And the fact that you can use all the colours as well in there. Shooting Star is the stamp and die set. Again, a nice, lovely set. And I think that would cross over really well into the Cosmic collection as well. This one, the cutest little faces. I've got the sun and the clouds, but look at the little cute faces at the side, the stamps that you can then pop into those clouds or pop into that sun or the moon. Again, absolutely beautiful. Hot air balloon we've got here. which has got all the accessories you need to create a really lovely in-depth hot air balloon. And then lastly, we've got the Bundle of Joy stamp set, which has got lots of different sentiments on there, a rainbow style sentiment at the bottom, and a really cute one that I think offers you something a little bit different to what we normally do. And then lastly, in that collection, there is the Tiny Treasures paper pad. There are 36 sheets. Just thought I'd check there because I always get my numbers wrong with the paper pads. I wish we'd stick to one number better, Lily, because it wouldn't half help. But lovely ones that actually complement the things that you see in there. One of my favourite pads. Did you see that gorgeous little jungle one?
So
Love that
cute.
one. Absolutely beautiful. And that is in your collection as well for that price that you're seeing on the screen. And I know our lovely Lily has got something lined up with this one too.
I certainly do, and I'm glad, Debbie, that you said you like the rainbow, because that's exactly what we're going to use for this particular demonstration. So we're grabbing a piece of that lovely pattern paper from that 6x6 pad. Really like this design. You've got the alphabet pieces all over there. You've got your polka dots. You've got your little stars as well. Really lovely sort of soft colourways. That lemon yellow is absolutely gorgeous that we've got with that one. And we're going to grab our rainbow die set. So we're going to take our dies out, but we're not actually going to use all of the dies. What we're going to do is we're going to grab that first one, the sort of largest part of our rainbow. We're going to grab the next one down. Now, somebody's not actually popped all the pieces out of that, but I'm not going to worry about that because we're actually using these to create apertures rather than the cut out pieces. And then we're going to grab this last one here, this sort of third chunky piece of the rainbow. We're going to create our rainbow using 3 separate pieces. Now, I know technically rainbows aren't made up of 3 arcs, but please humour me for this one. We'll go with 3 rather than the traditional amount of sort of sections that we'd have. So what we're going to do is we're just going to line this up sort of centrally-ish onto our cardstock here. So we've got our top one, we've got our middle one, and then we're going to pop our bottom one down on that underside there, just like so. Just line that up and take a minute to line that up. Then I'm going to grab some of my low-tack tape. So let's just find my low-tack tape. And we're going to tape these onto our cardstock or paper even. So let's just tape those together and make sure that's also taped to the paper. And then we'll just grab our die cutting plates here. So we've got our base plate, our cutting plate. Then we'll go on with our frosted shim over the top. Next up, our magnetic shim, and then finally our top cutting plate. And we'll just pop that through our die cutting machine, just like so. And that's going to cut our designs into the cardstock. Now, of course, we can use the pop-out pieces for a separate project, but for this particular project, we're actually interested in using what would technically be the waste to create ourselves an aperture. Now, anybody who's been watching me for many years demonstrating, you'll know one of our favourite sorts of cards to create is a shaker card. So you probably have guessed by now that that's exactly what we're going to be creating. And you can see there we've got that lovely die cut aperture into our piece, just like so. So we'll take our pieces of tape off there, and then we can use all those pop-out pieces that we've got there. We can use that for another project at a later date. Now what we're going to bring in now is we're going to bring in a piece of acetate, so we can just about see that there. And we've got our piece there that we've just die cut. So what we'll do is we'll grab some of our tape pen, make sure I can still see where that acetate is and don't think that I've actually lost it and it's still there staring straight at me, as quite often happens. And we'll pop some of our tape pen onto the back of here. Now when you're sticking something like acetate, you need a nice strong adhesive. Something like an all-purpose glue isn't quite going to cut the mustard, so something like a tape pen or your red liner tape's ideal. You can use your tacky glue, but of course you do just need to wait for that to dry. And just in the interest of speed here, we're going to go with our tape pen. And then we'll pop our acetate on the reverse. We've used some of our heavyweight acetate, but it can be pretty much any sort of acetate there, just to bridge that gap behind our die cut. And you can see there we've got that ready to go. And then we've got a piece of some lovely orange cardstock. I've gutted the centre out of that. That will become clear as to why I've done that a little bit later on as we create this project. And that's just going to go over the top. But before we stick that together, we are going to need to pop some of our foam tape onto the back. And with it being a shaker, it's important that we make sure we've got a continuous wall of foam all around the edge. No gaps. We don't want any leaky shakers. Nothing worse than a leaky shaker. So we need to make sure that we've got that continuous barrier of foam all around the edge. So a couple of pieces on there and a couple top and bottom. And the great thing about this particular foam tape is the fact that it can bend round curves. So if you want to go all around that particular rainbow. Perhaps you want to do different compartments. You could do each of the 3 different sections a different colour of sequin or a different colour of glitter. Of course, you can do that with this foam tape, with it being able to actually bend around all those curves. You can see there, if I just start to bend that, it will sort of move and shape absolutely perfectly. And there we've created our continuous wall ready to create our shaker. But we'll leave that to one side and we'll start to put together our project itself before we add the shaker as sort of the finishing touch. So we're going to grab a box base that we've already created. So our box base, we cut our cardstock, we cut 2 pieces to exactly the same size, 8 1/4 inch squares with both of these. We've scored 1 on our box base side of our scoreboard, and we've scored that at 2 inches. And then we've scored 1 on the box lid side, once again scored at 2 inches, and we've just popped our aperture into that top section there. We've got another piece of acetate, so we'll just grab our tape pen and we'll just pop our acetate onto our box lid. So our shaker's going to be sandwiched between that topper that we've just created and between our box lid. So a bit of tape onto there, and we'll just pop our piece of acetate, square of acetate, it's about 4 inches square, onto that top piece there. And that's our box lid. Now, to complete our box lid, we've got a few mats and layers. So we've taken that same lovely paper that we used for our die cutting in the first stage, and we've just matted that onto some pieces of our orange card that's about an 1/8 of an inch larger than that pattern paper. And we've got 4 of those, and those are just going to go onto our box sides just to start to decorate this a bit more. So we're just going with our tape pen, and we'll just adhere these onto the box sides, and that's going to start to make this look a little bit more interesting. I'm just making sure I've got my alphabet all the right way up. Don't want any upside down letters.
That's the only problem, isn't it, with your directional paper?
Absolutely,
It can happen.
Definitely one of those you need to make sure you got it the right way around.
Yeah.
There's some where it doesn't matter so much, some within the pad that are definitely unidirectional, but this one certainly is one that one way up only. So that's the 3rd one, and then finally we're just going with our 4th one, and that'll be all of our mats and layers added onto our box sides. And it's also going to help to add strength as well by adding your mats and layers, by having the two layers here and then onto our box sides. It will help to add a little bit more strength to our box as well. Now we'll go back to our box base, and what we've done here is we've taken another piece of square, this time of our orange cardstock, and that's just going to go into the bottom section, the inside of the base, so that when we see
Did you say where you got your orange cardstock from, Lily?
I have to say, Debbie, it's from my stash. I'll tell you where I think it is from. I think it's one of the old craft kits, funnily enough, like the sentiments. I think it is one of the old craft kits. So just, I want to say it was the paper piece in one, you know, but I could be wrong.
That's the thing, you know, you can use things, can you, outside those craft kits?
Absolutely, yeah. I have to say, with all of mine, I took them all out of the boxes and I sort of split them into different areas within my stash. So I used up all the card bases, I split all the coloured card up into my stash. I used the sentiment stamps, as we very well know, very often. Me and those sentiment stamps is sort of the equivalent of Debbie with love die, isn't it? Which I was quite surprised is not in this afternoon's craft along.
No, it nearly was.
That. Nearly.
It nearly was, but then I thought, no, come on, Debbie, break tradition.
I mean, it's close. It is from the same range, the Happy
I absolutely,
Birthday.
I've said many a time, it's probably one of my favourite ranges we did.
Yeah, I absolutely loved
ones.
it, the mini dies, yeah. Some cracking dies in there.
I did drop hints to Leanne that I wanted bigger ones.
Big mini dies.
Big mini dies.
Just called big dies.
Big sentiment dies, please.
Yeah, we do need some more sentiment dies. I feel like we've not done some nice sentiments for a little while.
Yeah.
So we'll both be on it, Leanne. Mind you, you're with her this afternoon.
I am, yes.
Bend her ear about that and see if we can get ourselves some nice big sentiments. It would be nice, absolutely. So we're going to start to build this shaker now. So I've got my topper ready to go. We've got our piece of orange that's going to go onto there. I'm going to stick my orange on first, and then I'll do my shaker over the top, just because it'll be a little bit easier to do things that way around. So a little bit of our tape pen once again. This tape pen's having a bit of a hammering from me today. I do apologise, tape pen. By the end of the day, it'll probably be empty. We'll see how we get on. We might have to do a live refill like we did last Thursday, which Johnny was very excited about seeing that, Debbie. He said he'd never seen it being done live before.
Who hadn't?
Johnny. Johnny, how many shows has he seen? And he got excited seeing a tape pen being refilled.
Well, I'm just thinking,
so if he's watching now, Johnny,
the grandfather of craft doesn't always watch us then when we're doing it, because I've done it many a time with him. He's a little, I don't know. I do know, though, he has lots of things, and Lily, I'll tell you, because she produces as well, as would our lovely Nicola, that you can't always be watching.
Yeah.
Because you've got other things to be looking at.
Well, I mean, you've only got one pair of eyes.
Yeah, and the screens are a little bit further away. I mean,
Yes.
Jamie's practically sat on top of them.
Well, yes.
And he still doesn't watch us, did you really? Throwing a bit of shade?
That's just rude, isn't it? Absolutely.
I've heard it all. I have heard it all.
I didn't want to hear it, but we have heard it and we were not pleased.
Yes, can't take that back now, Jamie.
Absolutely. What's said's been said and cannot be unsaid.
Exactly.
Not good at all. Right, shaker is on the box lid, good to go. So you can see when we bring in our box base, we've got that lovely orange that sort of shines through there, but we need, I think, a little bit more decoration going on to that top of our box lid. So all I've gone ahead and done already is I've taken that lovely mini alphabet, and like Debbie was saying, absolutely love this. Really nice and clear, crisp. Nice small size as well. It's not going to take over your cards. You can still have lots of other items on your card without that having to be the focal element, but great to be able to personalise all your makes with this lovely alphabet. And all I've gone ahead and done is I've taken the words H-A-P-P-Y, and we're going to have happy going along the top of the crest of the rainbow here. So let's go in with our middle letter first. So we're going with a P first. Can I have a P, please, Bob? Anybody remember that?
Oh,
yeah.
Blockbusters?
Yeah.
Blockbusters.
Yeah. There you go.
Bob, what was his name? Bob? Not Bob
Monkhouse.
Boskins. Bob what?
Monkhouse.
No, not Bob Monkhouse. Bob?
No. I don't
my
know.
life. Oh, someone's got to help us out here in the UK.
Come on, Nicola.
Bob.
Getting the old
yeah,
tinted web.
because they used to joke, didn't they, about the P.
They did?
Yeah, going across the board. Oh, I used to love that programme.
Bob Holness.
Bob Holness, that's right. Thank you very much, producer Nicola, because that would have been bothering me all day.
It would have done. Thank goodness for the internet, eh?
Absolutely. At your fingertips.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, talking of fingertips, Carol Byrne on YouTube, Debbie and Lily, I'm always amazed how you can craft with your long nails. They always look lovely looking nails. Thank you very much. I'll let you into a secret of mine, Carol. I've had them on for the last 26 years.
See?
Not this particular set.
Oh, I hope not.
Just,
They'd be looking foul.
Just put it out there, otherwise I'd be at World Book of Records there.
You would be.
Yeah, I don't know life without nails. So that's how you just adapt. So yeah.
Absolutely. I'm the same. People quite often say that to me, Debbie. I'm like, I couldn't craft without them. Like, you know, if you break one and you lost one, I don't know what to do. I'm all over tizzy. I can't type on my computer. I can't craft. I can't do anything without them.
Yeah, it's what you get used to, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, we need them.
But
They're
thank
our
you for that,
tools.
Carol.
Yeah.
Lots of people are loving the papers as well.
Yeah, I love
Rebecca
this
and
one.
Ruth. Rebecca says the cute little faces on the clouds.
Yeah.
Ruth's loving the paper and the teddy on the clouds sleeping. It's so cute, perfect for bedding and PJs. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Colleen said she's loving this, Lily, and as
thank
is
you.
Stacey Pampering on YouTube. She's never made a box, and she has the Ultimate Pro too. Stacey.
Stacey, it's time, I think. It's time. It was so easy. Literally cut your two pieces for your box lid and your box base to the same size. Score one on your box lid, one on your box base, and you are good to go. It literally could not be simpler.
Yeah.
Could
And
not be
Karen
simpler.
Carter on Facebook says she adores this baby collection. She's already made 3 8x8 keepsake boxes using the collection, which is what gave me, when I was doing the launch, I said I was going to do them for a little Safinez.
Oh, yeah. That would be lovely, that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that.
You'll have to share pictures, Karen.
Yes.
Share
please
pictures
do,
and tag me and Lily in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. If you can't get it in this show, we're obviously back for, I keep down to this, beautiful beginnings then, for launch party tonight. Launch party.
Oh, yeah, we could we email them in, Jamie.
Sorry, guys, I've just volunteered you to sort out photos.
Did he say
they'll
no?
hate me.
Oh, is it still not working?
Oh, is it not working?
Have we not got the gremlins sorted yet?
Oh, for goodness sake, naughty gremlins. Well, please send them to us. Put them on Facebook, tag me and Debbie in, and we'd like to see them. Whether they're
Yeah, you
on the
can send
show
them
or
to me
not.
and I'll show them I'm going to send them my iPad, but I ain't got my iPad. It's back at the house. I can show them on my phone later. Yeah, share them.
The nosy nebbers need to say.
We are the nosy too.
With the nosy crafters, that could be our duo act, couldn't it? The nosy crafters. Anyway, right, we're nearly finished this. I'm conscious of the time. We've got less than 10 minutes
Don't
left.
worry, it's absolutely fine. And we're absolutely loving this, Lily. They're loving it. So
thank you.
keep going.
The little clouds that I used here, this has to be my favourite set. I mean, for goodness sake, look at that little sun's face. That could not help. You can't help but smile when you see that. It's absolutely gorgeous. A winking cloud. I mean, have you ever seen a cloud wink? Because I haven't, but that is absolutely gorgeous. So I've taken a couple of these clouds here, just a few of those, just to finish that off. You get 2 different styles of cloud within the set with your sun and all those little 3 different face stamps. You can have it sleeping, you can have it winking, or you can have it with its eyes wide open. That choice is yours. Just super, super cute. I've had an idea, I've not had a chance to do it yet with this, because you get that inner die, that inner circle. Anybody remember the Teletubbies sun where you had the girl's face?
Put a little picture of your
picture behind. Yeah, I need to do that, but I've not had a chance to do it. I'll tell you what you could do. You could print a photo onto your photo paper and die cut it out. That will give you a nice nice look and feel to it. So a little bit of a tape, I say a little bit of tape, rather a lot of tape onto our tabs here. I'll probably be using red liner tape at home, but just for speed, and it is still super strong as we know. We're going to go in with our tape pen here, our permanent tape pen, and we'll just fold back our tabs, fold those in, and then just give it a little rub down for a little bit of a burnish to make sure we're activating that glue onto our tabs there. Then the final thing to do is just bring in our box base with our piece of our orange cardstock inside, and then if we're scored on the right lines, which clearly we have, thank goodness for that, we can just nest those together perfectly. And you've got yourself a lovely little keepsake box with your shaker on the front there, just showing a different way to use that rainbow. Instead of using those dropout pieces, using the aperture, bringing in the alphabet stamps, the sentiments and the clouds as well. Really quite cute, but an easy one to put together as well.
Absolutely beautiful. Really love that. That's absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
She said, Carol Carwood Beard said on Facebook, I hadn't really had an interest in this set. I've 0 babies or little ones in my life, but this is stinking cute, Lily.
Oh,
might just have to get it anyway. Love this little box. Absolutely gorgeous project. Loads of people still commented. I can see some coming through there. I'm just going to recap that deal for you very quickly, because we are, can't believe, nearly at the end of the show. I mean, where did that go? Mini alphabets, as you saw Lily use, is in this bundle, as are the numbers and the ordinals on there too. We've got the pennants with the baby love on there. You've also got a lovely little tag there with the super, hope your birthday is super. You've got that rainbow where Lily just showed you how to use it slightly differently, but you have got the full rainbow set there in a die form. You've got the shooting star dies and stamp set, the cutest sun and clouds, which will come in so useful for lots of other things outside of this collection, and of course the lovely cute little faces that you can superimpose onto those. The hot air balloon, then you've got all of the baby sentiments, and then lastly that beautiful paper pad, which is where Lily took gorgeous papers from to use on that box. And that price is $58.91, $78.55. However, lowest price you'll pay is the Club Platinum price, and you can see that's $47.13 or $62.84. Now, Jamie will probably shout at me, but I've got one more little deal I want to squeeze in before the end of the show.
Go on.
I know, he always tells me off.
I know, I'm not
Debbie, you're going to do it in the last 30 seconds. I mean, I've got technically 4 minutes, Jamie, so we'll be okay. But
It's Nicola's show. It's Nicola's show. It's up to Nicola, not up to Jamie. Nicola says, yes, we do it. She says, no, we don't do it.
Because it is coming up later on as well, and it's the die cutting starter bundle at an amazing price, because straight away, £25 or $35, minus your Club Inspire, lowest is £20 or $28, and we've got our favourite colour core cardstock in here, which is, I think, is it £15 or £20 this pad? I never remember. 15, so straight away the value of that pad is £15 or $20, and as we've always said, our lovely Jamie he likes to come in close. Let's go in with that one, Jamie. You can see the colour of the core coming through on the top of the other colour, the secondary colour. Honestly, absolutely fabulous. And you're getting 24 sheets of that in this bundle. And then, I don't know, I really don't know how we've done this. I feel like this should have been, in fact, 60-minute deals. We've got the fabulous, beautiful edgeables, 3 different ones. How much was that, Nicola? £15 or $17? On top of that, takes you way over straight away. But, I mean, really, this is crazy. And I'll flick through the others very quickly for you. You've got the gorgeous from the Colour Your World. It's, I mean, end of day, it's butterfly die set, and it's absolutely beautiful with liftable wings. We've got the corner edgeable. We've put the family tree in there. I know it's really not called the family tree, it's called the Into the Woods, but I look at that and see a little family tree. That's coming in that bundle. You've got Dream, Believe and Love coming in this bundle. One of my favourite nesting dies, these decorative ones.
Can't believe that.
That's in the bundle. Then you've got, at least it's not a gift card stamp on there. You've got 3 rolls of your low-tack tape and a dotted tape pen. And if that's not enough, we've also popped in there the die cleaning brush and sponge. Wow. £20 or $28, the lowest that you will pay for what I believe is a truly fabulous starter bundle, is just absolutely amazing. It really is. I can't believe it. Where did the time
absolutely
go?
Flown by, Debbie. It could have been 5 minutes for all now.
Absolutely.
Where's it gone?
thank you for your 2 beautiful demos, Lily, and for answering the questions as well.
Thank you very
because
much.
literally, Lily will be back later on, and we've got like a 2-parter coming up at 2 p.m. here in the UK. And I say 2 p.m. It's actually 2 p.m. here in the UK, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Central Time, and 6 a.m. Pacific Time, which will be 60-minute deals for the first hour with myself and Leanne, getting all my L's mixed up. I'll be over that side though, because I've got to get ready for the second part of that show, which is the Ombre Ink Pad Craft Along, where Lily's going to take over from our lovely Leanne, and I'm really looking forward to that one. So make sure you stay tuned and join us in an hour. Thanks to absolutely everybody for commenting in. Thanks to Rachel for looking after all the socials, and to all the guys here. We'll see you all at 2 p.m. Bye for now.